So I want to start doing videos of things I see and how I think they're funny and whatnot. And the first one is called Billable Hours. Now, the Port of Kamaswashugul has spent a lot of money because of me. The executive director, David Ritt, he told a mutual friend of ours one day, he says, Ron is costing the port a lot of money. Now, the reason David said that is because there's a lot of billable hours that David chooses to spend because he can authorize the money at the port. David authorizes it up to like $20,000. You don't have to ask nobody. But recently he decided to spend way less than that, but he went and asked for permission first. He went and asked for permission if he could bully and threaten me. And why did he do that? Because one of the commissioners, Larry Keister, Mr. Larry Keister, has such a low self-worth and self-value of himself that he just does not want anyone to know what he's doing or who he is. And I've been shown a little bit of that because I bought his domain name, LarryKeister.com. So he liked that. So billable hours. So when these men that are in these positions that have no emotional intelligence, they cannot understand why they're pissed, what emotion it is that got them there. You know, usually it's shame, fear-based for men, for everybody really, but for these kind of people, and envy really, because of their shame, they're envious of people that have things they wish they could have. And instead of saying, good for you, they say, why didn't I get that? Hey. And then they get mad and they do, I think, stupid things. So Larry did not like the fact that I own his domain name. So he wanted to threaten me in some way, to not do that anymore. So Larry, he didn't go hire an attorney to come after me or threaten me. He had David hire an attorney. So he said, David, you bully Rocha. You go tell him he can't own my domain name. Larry could have bought it, but he didn't. Could have bought it after I bought porterkamaswashugul.com, which was a lot of fun, but he didn't. He could have bought it after I bought parkerlandingmarina.com, as I sat in a meeting when they talked about naming the marina that. But he didn't. So David could have went and done this, I'm pretty sure. Well, I guess not really. The commission had to give him permission to spend taxpayer dollars on an attorney for a commissioner to threaten me with legal action. And they thought they had played it so well. So Carolyn, the attorney, I don't know how much time they spent with her telling them this would be a great thing to do, or you could do this. I don't know how long the conversations went on and with who, but they ended up having an executive session or two, I'm sure, where they talked about this. And then they wrote a resolution. So Carolyn does all this at $240 an hour. So billable hours. Carolyn, just by the time they got to the meeting that I heard, when I heard, I'm like, oh, that's for me. And I thought they were going to try to get their Port of Kamaswashugul site first when they first started talking about this. But then they said it wasn't just to protect the port, it was to protect the commissioners as well. Oh, it's Larry. And sure enough, it was. It took a little while. And I figured out when it came why it took a little while. Because they wanted to be strategic. They had a plan. We'll send Rocha this letter threatening him to go to court and telling him he better tell his attorney about it, because he's got an attorney for that criminal trial that we had him arrested for, right? That malicious mischief charge. And he's going to trial. So we'll just send him this email the day before he's going to trial. It was a Friday. I was at the court for the readiness hearing. And my attorney was calling it ready. And I said, no. This attorney ain't done nothing. And I'm going to represent myself. I'm going to go per se. And they said, sure, okay. All right. Oh, actually, no, that wasn't the readiness. Readiness was right before that, which I'm surprised I didn't catch wind of it. That day was when we went and saw Judge Schneider. It was, I think, 2 or 3 days after the readiness hearing. Yeah, we got out of that, and I was so happy because it went so well. Because people like me. People like me. The judge liked me. The clerks liked me. Everybody likes me and my wife. They're like, man, I want it. I want a relationship like that. And they see us together. Everybody's like, I wish I could have that. It's hard to find. It's very rare. But everybody liked me. So anyways, I came out of court, and there was that email from Carolyn telling me that I'm impersonating Larry Keister. They're going to take me to court, and it's going to cost me money. A cease and desist it was, demanding I cease and desist using his domain name. So I wrote her back and told her it's an idle threat. The only one to benefit from it's Goldstein Law, because it's billable hours. To do all this is billable hours, and that's how you get taxpayer dollars in your pocket. You perform a service that somebody that likes you pays you to do. And David likes Carolyn. Oh God, he must love her to death, because he sends a lot of money over there, and she sends a lot of hours for billing. Billable hours.